And let's get it.
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here.
And as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Unknown Truth, the major element of surprise. 2025 season, baby, let's get it. Mama said there'll be days, literally, just like this. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. No pride audio, baby. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party, baby. Come on with it. All right. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. And 1. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. You're wasting my time now, baby. Hit them like buttons, share this content. Come on. The unknown, baby, the unknown truth. And y'all know how it goes, man. The unknown truth. You got to say it like me. Truth.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns. But there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
All right, so Samuel, not L, but Sam Williams, man. One of the guys that I've been high on. And we ain't talking about no kush. We talking about football. And what I'm going to say here is the dude have 600 snaps. 600 snaps, 4 forced fumbles, about 8 sacks in his career, and that is crazy, right? In a good way. And all we hearing is good news this offseason, of course, and all I can think of, if Sam Williams can continue to stay healthy, he can live up to the expectations that we may have upon him, especially the kind of caliber ability that this guy have, far as speed, getting off of the edge, being able to have the size. And when we look at everything, the strength, and looking at his skill set. And one of the things that we may have a negative draw on was the fact that he had a lot of penalties. But he had 8 penalties in that season that everybody was talking about. 5 out of the 8 penalties happened on special teams when it wasn't time for him to absolutely play his position. So now we got him in a position that he's going to play his position. No more special team Sam, right? So I'm hearing news, I'm hearing noises about this. Let's listen to my guys
early
over
on
here.
In training camp last year. But gosh, if you had Sam Williams into the mix of all the guys we were just talking about, I mean, that just even adds to just how darn good that pass rush can be.
Yeah, that's another one for sure. And if you're talking about guys that look a lot better than they did last year, Sam Williams is in that category. Upper body specifically. There's a lot of upper body strength that he's added. And he finally got on the field this past week without a brace, and he was working in individual drills in a full outfit. So we're going to see him in Oxnard, I think, as a full go, and it'll be good for him to get back out on the field. I mean, shoot, he tore his ACL before the pads even came on last year. So to see him out there when the pads come on in the second week, that'll be huge too. That's just yet another weapon, man. And if he's applied what he's done from a physical perspective in the offseason to the field, then he could be dangerous as well.
Dangerous as well. I know that he's going to be dangerous, Cowboy Nation. It's just the moments in the matter of time. Like, I seen the face on Mike Zim. I seen the face of Mike Zim when he said that Sam was going to contribute 70 to 75%. That's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a little bit. That's a lot of bit. If you take 70% of anything, and he put the extra 5 on it. 75% of the defensive plan was gone. Just like that last season. And I'm not saying that the reason why we didn't play or live up to the levels of expectations that we wanted to because Sam Williams got hurt. But what I'm getting at is just imagine that you're trying to fix something like, let's say if you're baking a cake and one of the main ingredients are the eggs. And you say, I won't make it without the eggs, right? yeah. It won't taste the same. It won't have the same outcome that you thought that you will be willing to accept, right? And just like me, man, I was vegan for like 2 weeks, literally a day. I just love cheese, right? And they try to put all of this stuff outside of making your meal without the cheese and everything. I said, nah, man, you got to put a little cheese on mine, man. Put a little cheese because I don't give a dog what people will say. But vegan macaroni and cheese is not macaroni and cheese anymore. The main ingredients of macaroni is the cheese, so you got to have the real cheese. Now, I get it. Poor cows got to suffer so that you can have that milk product. But what I'm telling you is that ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Come on, baby. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Yeah. But somebody said, nah, Lord, that vegan mac and cheese is busting. Like, nah, dog. Sometimes you need the real thing. And what I'm getting at is that with Sam Williams back on this defense, he will be adding to the real thing, baby. So that's what I'm getting at. Yeah. Toxic Tom said he's mostly vegan now. Yeah, hey, and no shade or shots at vegans, man. What I did was I went a week and a half, right? I added it up and rounded it up to 2 weeks. But I did go pescatarian for about 2 years. I went to a 2-year stretch of being pescatarian, Yeah. Because I couldn't do the vegan thing, but I went pescatarian, and now I'm just allitarian. Shoot, you put food around me, I'm eating it. Yes, indeed. But at the end, or selectivitarian, whatever it may be, however y'all want to call it, I'm a tarian. But yes, indeed. But I'm getting for what I'm telling you guys that with this whole body of work of Slam Williams, right, is that he's the ultimate unknown, even though.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
James said he a seatarian. I see it, he gonna eat it. Selectarian, allitarian, a tarian. Yeah. But no offense to anybody, because you're gonna have people gonna hit me up. Now technically you gotta eat the food that God created and warm up. You don't supposed to put it on the stove. You don't supposed to warm up your food. You're supposed to eat food raw and even how you eat your meats, pause if necessary. Hey man, you got to get that rare. Don't get it medium well, and don't get it well done. You're supposed to see red in that meat and all of this stuff, man. I'm a meatitarian. That's what Ice Cold Cowboys said. But carnivore, Brandy. But to be Brandy, that Mexican restaurant in Oxnard busting though, ain't that right? That one go hard. We got to get back to that Mexican restaurant in Oxnard. Yeah. And Eric, we see Eric in here.
What's your point?
Eric, if you up in here, it's the top. And I hope you had a blessed and happy Father Day to everyone. I hope you had a happy Father Day. And Eric, do me a huge favor. Did you wish your daddy happy Father's Day? His name Dak Prescott, Did you wish him?
What's your point?
Did you wish him a happy Father's Day, man? But to be real, your dues are up, man. It's Monday, bro. Your dues are up, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing that $20, man. You got to pay that $20 to continue to type over here. But neither here nor there. Slam Williams is one of my guys.
And then how early do you think Trayvon Diggs is going to be ready to go?
If I had to put a guess on it, I think they start him on on IR to start the season, and so he misses those first 4 weeks. And then I would say he comes back right around week 5, week 6. That would be my guess right now, just based on talking to some medical people and seeing where he's at in the rehab process. That would probably be a healthy estimation for when he comes back.
And then the Nick Harris crystal ball. What happens?
Shout out to you, James.
Deal? Do we get this thing done?
Thank you so much for your support. Now he said a major nugget with Trayvon Diggs. Now, the Love of the Star podcast, I don't think they do a good job at all. I don't think they do one. I think they do a great job. So be sure to subscribe to them. Here's their link to the Absolute podcast from 105.3 The Fan, the Love of the Star. Here's what I want to say. They said earlier, shout out to Nick Harris, he's doing an unbelievable job with all of the things that he's doing for the Cowboys and for the company that he works for. Here's what I want to say. He says he's projecting that Shavon Revo may not even be activated for this season. And it hit me like, damn, only the Cowboys can draft a future pick in the earlier of the rounds, but at least this time it wasn't the second round pick, it was the third round, right? It could be the same flow, but not the same outcome of how they did with Damone Clark, right? A first round, second round graded guy who had neck issues that they took a whiff on or swing at, and the jury's still out on him whether or not they missed on that, right? And he had pretty much the tail end of his rookie year, and then he disappeared his third year, but he did all right his second year, but that's a whole nother conversation. With Shavon Revel is with the mindset that the Cowboys could redshirt him, and I don't want that. I don't want that future, but if it's necessary, I will take the necessary evil. But to also note that Trayvon Diggs is going to be on PUP. This is a situation and scenario that I don't want the Cowboys to get comfortable. I know this is that stretch of weeks where it's the dead period. We're praying that these guys don't go skirt chasing, don't get out there in the strip club, try to race, don't get get their egos all in the bunch and want to fight everybody at the bars. I just hope that these guys spend quality time with their loved ones. You only got 4 or 5 weeks, and just get their mindset together, because we need Trayvon Diggs. We do need the Cowboys to open up their eyes and say, let's not rush Trayvon Diggs. Let's not put all of the weight on Shavon Revo. Let's go out here and go grab a Gilly. Go grab a Jalen Ramsey. Well, Jalen Ramsey may get cut, so you can play the waiting game with that, right? But what I'm getting at is that the Cowboys better, B-E-T-T-E-R, better not play around with their food with this one, Cowboy Nation. They better. They better not. They better not. Yes, indeed. All right. And where am I? Come on, let's listen to the rest of this. Shout out to Nick Harris.
It gets done, absolutely. It's just when it's a mind.
And my bad. Let me rewind just a little bit. All right, and we want a happy decorum here. Scrappy, we don't mind you rooting for your team. I'm just going to set the table straight. We don't mind you rooting for your Titans. I don't think we play the Titans this year, but I do get the concept that you think the Titans going to win the Super Bowl. Now, granted, I got a memory quasi like an elephant. You did the same thing last season, right? And the Titans lost multitudes of games. So Scrappy, and all I can say is maybe you can find a Titan content creator or someone in the AFC that talks about the Titans so that you can get your voice out, or create your own YouTube channel and just start talking about the Titans and your love affair for them, right? That's just the reality of it, And I'm going to say this again. Go where you are celebrated and not tolerated. That's all we say over here, right? But if you troll, it comes with a price. For your price, Scrappy, in order for you to continue to talk about the Titans, we want a $10 toll fee. Yeah. Yours 10, Eric's is about 20. So if you want to continue to be here and keep a healthy decorum, don't talk about the Titans while we talking about the Cowboys. But if you want to troll and stuff, y'all make sure he pay that fine money. If not, we'll hold him under contempt. Yeah, we'll hold him in contempt. It'll be in contempt of court, and they will not show you any mercy, man. My legal team over here, boy, they do some crazy stuff. But let's talk about Parsons. And your fine, like I say, Scrappy, your fine is $10. Now we allow you to do it in installments, $5 here, $5 there, but you got to get your mind together if you're gonna talk over here, especially about the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee.
Where he's at in the rehab process, that would probably be a healthy estimation for when he comes back.
And then the Nick Harris crystal ball. What happens with this Micah Parsons deal? Do we get this thing done?
It gets done, absolutely. It's just when it's a mind-numbing topic because we all know it's going to get done. We all know it's going to, and we can all probably predict the number right now. It's just a matter of the two sides sitting at the table and getting it done. I think both sides have philosophies about sitting at the table first, to where it's kind of like an awkward, German standoff here where they're kind of looking at each other and be like, you sit down. No, you sit down. And whoever sits down first, they feel like is going to not have the leverage in the deal. We all know what the deal is going to be.
He said, bring them baskets. Yeah. Now, the Parsons thing, we talked about it on the last episode. We even brought up the guy, I forgot his name, is Mike Florio, I believe. Brilliant points, brilliant analysis, brilliant everything on his delivery there. The whole notion of saying that we know without a shadow of a doubt that Parsons should get this bag, get this money, get this paper. We know that. That's a given. But my thing is, don't use that as the reason why we don't get that defensive tackle, right, ladies and gentlemen, or the reason why we can't go get that DB to help alleviate some of these things. All right. So we got to figure things out. And Nick Harris, this is a beautiful episode, by the way. He was talking about the fact that Elijah Clark, the undrafted DB, looking good out there in camp. Keep in mind, there's not a single pad on none of these guys, right? And these guys are not going 100%. So I'm not finna put all of my eggs in a basket for, dare I say, Elijah Clark and as well as Deron Bland as being two outside DBs. No way, no how.
Like, I think we can all put a pretty healthy estimation on what the number will actually be. It's only going to increase if TJ Watt gets done, if Trey Hendrickson gets done. And you would have to look at it from Jerry Jones' perspective to want to get that done, that deal done earlier than those. But I guess we'll see, man. But I think now it's probably a situation where we're going to be talking about this in Oxnard. And if you had asked me back in January, I would have expected this to be done by now. But, a couple of road bumps here and there. I think the situation back in Florida where he didn't know the agent's name and he was trying to, work a deal with Micah one-on-one. I think that kind of slowed the process overall. But I think it gets done in Oxnard, though.
So when a client comes to us with an ask to launch an influencer marketing campaign, the process is pretty streamlined.
I'll say that.
Would love to get your thoughts just quickly on the status of the running back group. Anybody excited?
All right, so this is Nick Harris' thoughts on the running back group. Shout out to them, love of the star, and let's see what Nick is going to say.
You, Sanders, Williams, Jaden Blue, Maffa. Who's
Maffa?
Yeah, the rookies, they have some learning to catch up on. But I think with the veteran group, Miles Sanders has surprised me in a good way. Going into this offseason program, Miles Sanders was kind of an afterthought for me. I thought he was going to be the easy cut in this room, and he was the Ronald Jones.
Before he go into this breakdown, I haven't heard the fullness of this video, but we got a super chat from Sadiq Charles. Yeah.
Sadiq Charles, $5. Eric, you have to pay a fine of $20 every time you come over here. There is no layaway or installment plan. 20 not 19.99.
Hey, she gonna hold you in contempt. So Eric, if you gonna troll if you're going to be over here, you're going to have to pay that fine. You know what I'm saying? That fine money is very much so necessary. You got to bring that basket. We extorting everybody over here that ain't rocking the silver and blue. Or you can get in line. You can get in line. You can get in line, and you don't talk that talk. Don't talk that talk. And get in line. Go Cowboys, all of that. That's the only way. That's the only way you don't have to pay them fines. Come on with it. JC Cowboy Network did a good assessment on Elijah Clark skill set as a playmaker. Big Sarge, appreciate you, man. So y'all check out big homie, man, JC Cowboy Network. He don't do a good job at all, y'all. He does a great job, and be sure to support him and take a look at Elijah Clark of tape and concept.
Of a couple of years ago, or the Royce Freeman from last year.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Back to the subject at matter or at hand. This running back room is the biggest.
Well, what I'm saying is that they are known knowns and that they are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
And the things that we don't know is that right here. Well, the things that we do know is that Deuce Vaughn, a third of the people watching right now, is taller and bigger than him, right? And the other part of it is that when he was in college, his numbers and accolades were right there with Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. If you look up his stat lines and all what he was able to do. Now, I'm not saying that Deuce Vaughn is Bijan Robinson or he is Jahmyr Gibbs. But what I'm getting at, Cowboy Nation, is that the same coach that was coaching him in college is now here on our side. So I'm the biggest old wait and see guy, and with Deuce Vaughn, I'm going to get a little pause for him. You know, I'm just Dino Nugget Deuce, Tiny Deuce Vaughn, tiny boys, what you gonna do? You know, all of that stuff. What you gonna do when we come for you, tiny boy? Y'all better watch out for Deuce Vaughn. He can be the ultimate element of surprise right here. Yeah, watch them legs, man. Get out the way. And if he didn't get ankle tackled, that would have been to the house. What? Yep. You can't hit what you can't say. You know. Hey, that number is really hurting him. The 4 and the 2, it allows people to see him. They should have gave him a sleek number, like just a single-digit number, a smaller number. You won't even be able to see him, right? But that 4 and the 2 is an indicator that he's there. But what I'm getting at with Deuce Vaughn is, hey, I'm rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for the underdog. And somebody said he can't block. The little man can block too. I've seen tape of him. He can block. He can get in the way. Here's the thoughts. The Ronald Jones, the Royce Freeman little curse that we've been having these last few years, right? Let's see what Javonte and as well as Miles going to do, because these are the outside guys that's inside now. And the Cowboys normally cut one of them. You know, they ain't gonna take both of them to the crib. So it's gonna be a good fight. Break the pool stick between Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Now, Nick Harris, shout out to him for giving good praises of Miles Sanders. Here's my thoughts on Miles. Although, and I love my guy Scott Walker, he had a great take on Miles Sanders by it being that he was in Carolina. He says basically we can't use the notion that just because he's in Carolina is the reason why he fell off, right? Because Chuba Herbert was still running good over there, etc. And I get that. But one thing I'm going to say is that I'm going to give Miles Sanders this little grace, because I seen him play for the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And I was looking at him like, hey, when he's comfortable running his particular runs, he looks okay. He may be comfortable again this season. Let's figure it out.
Charles, $5. Scrappy, welcome to Law Nation Sports. Now for you, Scrappy, your fee is $10, not $9.99. No layaway or installments for you as well. 45 minute.
Okay, you give them 45 minutes to pay them fines. Scrappy, you better go reach out to grandma and them, reach in between them couches. Yes, indeed, boy. Them mods, man, they will hold you in contempt. So you got to come up with them fines, man, you know. If not, you play it cool. Wear the silver and blue. Be that Trojan horse. But can't talk no trolls over here. No. You better switch up your game. So, Battle Cowboys 999 says we got to see him in preseason. Yeah. I think that we got to. You're right. But I got to see him myself. And then I can tell y'all how I feel about it, Because here's one thing of truth. Facts don't give a bull sugar about any opinions, right? It's all about facts over opinions. So if I can see something when I'm out there with the help of you guys, if I can see something, then I'll tell you, like, hey, there's some bursts out of Javonte. There's some little wiggle out of him. And I know it's going to be a little bit harder to get him down to the ground, right? Sanders, Deuce, Jadon Blue, Phil Maffa, these guys we have high expectations on. But the only two that ever got it done before been the Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. And in that pecking order, Miles Sanders is ahead of Javonte. So he's the one with the most yards and touchdowns and things of that nature. So we'll see, man. I always say that new broom can sweep the floor good, but that old broom can get those corners. But the advantages of the situation is that Tiny Deuce Vaughn or Dino Deuce Vaughn or the man that give him a chance, Deuce can get it loose or let Deuce get loose or get loose Deuce, however you want to say it. Don't just take a Deuce. He got the most relationship with Connor Riley, right? He got him an in-house sponsor. So it's going to be hard to fight him out, but we'll see how all of this can work out.
Where it's just like, okay, veteran presence, show the young guys how to work and then get out of here on August 25th or whatever it was, But I think as we've seen him rotate in with the ones, he looks fresh. He looks good. I'm starting to have a little concerns with this running back room as far as, okay, is there an early down guy that you can trust to start a drive with 7-8 yards? I don't know if they have that guy. I think they have multiple receiving options, which, Schottenheimer loves those receiving backs. But I'm not sure that they have that bruiser, that guy that can get them those.
Javonte Williams, he'll be your early down guy. Phil Maffa is just, he's still the.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
And that's just the understanding part of it, right? Yeah.
Guaranteed yards to start a drive. I'm not sure if they have that. And so, do they go outside for that help maybe? I don't know. But the rookies, you would love to see them take a jump here in these next 40 days so that when they get to training camp, you can start to trust a Jaden Blue or a Phil Maffa a little bit more in some situations like that, just because I think there's a big hole there in that running back room.
Nick, you're a beast, brother. Anything else before we let you out of here? Any final thoughts before, we get out there and finally get to see some pads popping in Oxnard?
Yeah, no final thoughts. I just hope you boys are ready to turn up at Rudder Room once or twice. And
always.
We're going to have to bring Broadus out there and maybe get a nice water in his system or something. Well, I don't know.
Shit, that Rudder Room is, hey. What y'all know about the Rudder Room, man? Have you ever been to the Rudder Room? Let me know in the chat. That Rudder Room. Ooh, yeah, sheesh. Ain't nothing to play with. Yeah. So, and Brian Brothers know how to make them disappear, boy. I'm sitting there like, God, dog. Brian Brothers is a big old guy, though. Yeah, that Rudder Room, something different, though. Shout out to the Rudder Room, and shout out to everybody that goes there that knows about the Rudder Room. But here's the thought tracks of it. And that's a good place, man, to be at in the Rudder Room. Ice Cold says a big hole at running back with the question mark. It is all right, let me break this down. Three unknowns. Defensive tackle, just one spot. I'm thinking y'all okay with 3 tech and edge rushers, right? So you just got one little spot on defensive tackle, right? DBs, you got 2 big old unknowns. You got them. I know y'all got 2 big unknowns in the DB room. who's going to play the other side outside of DeRon Bland, right? And who's going to play that nickel, right? You just have that reservation. The running back, y'all all have reservations on every single running back, right? Like every single running back. You have your reservations on the entirety of the group. And that's just the unknown. Let the AI speak on it.
Sitika Charles $5. Okay, chatroom, I am going back to my corner and welcome the people. But I'm looking at my watch. Remember 45 minutes. DC4LIFE.
Y'all better listen. Y'all better listen. So, and we got some running backs. Like D Park, what I'm getting at is that we don't have a definitive running back that we can say, all right, we know for sure that they can get 1,300 yards out of this guy, right? So we know as a community, as a fan, like, how can I put this? As a fan of the Cowboys, we know, like we absolutely know that we're going to have to get the running back stuff done by committee, right? There's no definitive, like, that's our 3-down back, right? That's going to be first, second, and third. Nope. We're going to have a little sprinkle here. We're going to have a little sprinkle there. And if you are worried to a degree, I get it, right? Now, the ultra-worried people, like the people that's extremely worried about everything, will be worried about the offensive line, worried about the quarterback, worried about the wide receiver, worried about everything. But we are not living in that particular world, right? Technically, we cool with wide receivers. Technically, we understand that the tight end room is going to be better because of the demand of the wide receivers. Technically, Connor Riley, we trust his skill set, his knowledge, Clayton Adams, and all of this stuff on the offensive line, technically, right? But our biggest reservations on this team, and we get it. If Dak Prescott remains healthy, we know we go into the postseason. That is not even an unknown, right? But what I'm getting at is that the biggest unknown for the offensive side is the running back group, and the biggest unknown for the defensive side. You can argue, flip the quarter or flip the coin on DB/defensive tackle. Those are your biggest unknowns. And you got to make sure that when you are competing, that you're competing in the right area, because sometimes you may be looking at something and you're saying, okay, I can compete against that. And then you are not even built to handle the said thing that you're competing against. I always like to use things as laughter as as a competition situation. All right. So in this picture, as you guys can see, and there's a saying, you can't compete where you don't compare. But there's this dog, right, that went up against a goat. And, the goat head structure is designed to take the impact. The dog's not. So let me know, try not to laugh, but if you're competing, you're not even in the same window. And oh, by the way, happy birthday to Mozzie. Forgot to tell him happy birthday. So y'all reach out to Mozzie, let him know, keep his spirits high. It's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Mozzie. So here it is. And shout out to you, Lamont. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you so much.
Hello.
See, he's like, come on, get some more.
Get it going on.
And that dog messed up.
Get it love that.
And it sounded like the ghost saying, oh, my mama, look at her.
Hello.
Hey. The dog is sitting there like, now, I don't know whether or not, do I supposed to fight with my teeth or do I supposed to headbutt back? So if you're not competing in the right area, man, you be fooling around doing things wrongly, man, and you never live up to your potentials, man. So
Well, what I'm saying is that they are known knowns and that they are known unknowns.
So-
but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
So what I'm saying is, man, is that the dog didn't know where he was at after he got headbutted, man. And I hope you guys understand. But shit, he can't. Man, look at that. Shit. George, down, boy. Down. So, with that being said, man, what I'm trying to get at is that in life, sometimes you just got to make sure if you're competing in a category, make sure it's on the same playing field. You know, you can't compete football with basketball. It's two different sports. So what? That damn goat sound like, oh my mama. Come on, what's up? The dog don't know where he's at. But I want to say this as a disclaimer. When we have sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to bring this up because an individual, he reached out to Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers this Saturday, right? And if you guys been in Dallas, y'all seen the protest, man. Everything just been crazy. And I know that there's a lot of people, cars maybe fender bender, flipped over and beyond, right? No need for me to show you guys all of the riots that's happening downtown Dallas, right? When all of the people that's protesting about this or that. But what I'm getting at is that please allow common sense, y'all. I get it. Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers. I got law in my name, and they are a great presenting sponsor for the nation, right? And I love y'all's support. I love all that you guys do. But there's no possibility or no way that they are going to be 24/7 on the phones, especially when they are not a mom and pops, but they are an independent law firm. They are not Walmart, baby. And even Walmart will put you on hold. Even Apple will put you and play that elevator music on hold. So these are billionaire companies, so you can only do the math. So what I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen, please allow due process. Gather all of your information that you can if you are an offender bender. If you got tape, visible information. If you got court documents or records that can, I guess you can present to anything, then that will also help you out or what have you. So what I'm getting at, if you are in a car wreck, a fender bender, or even if you are at work and they forgot to put that wet flow sign down and you slip and fall and you hit your hips, you know, them hips are very valuable, you know, or if you twist your knee, or if somebody convinced you at work, say, get on up, man, you're going to be all right, and you still having them pains. What I want you to do, you don't have to take my word for it, but you can then on business hours, and somebody can put down what are big red business hours. If you know the movie reference, what are big red business hours? You can put down big red business hours, give them a call, and then express yourself. And if you don't like the person that's on the phone, ask to speak to someone else. That's how it is. And at the end of the day, it begins with this.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
That's 214 or 817, and all of the threes you can dial. Yeah. Reach out to them, man. In the event, get all of the information that you can gather. Pictures, photos, videos. Anybody that's standing right next, get their witness statements or what have you. And try to get all of the ammunition you can. And then you give them a call and see what can happen. Don't reach out to me on this. Reach out to them. But I will refer you back over to them, right? And they will be able to help you out in due time. But that's 214 or 817, and all other threes you can dial. Keep in mind, this attorney, they are real attorneys. So do your due diligence. Don't try to troll them. Don't try to troll them. Call them if you need help. If you need help. And on top of that, if you can't visit that hotline for your mind, you can also visit the website. That's frankelfirm.com. Now, my number is 657-390-7391. That's my line. The ball 657-390-7391. Call my phone, hit my line. All right, and shout out to you. What about Frontier Justice? I don't know about them, man. But you can also be sure to give Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyer. You know what I'm gonna need to do? I'm gonna reach out to them so we can have them on the phone or them in a video and we just having a casual conversation. What about that? All right, so what we're gonna do here, if nobody calls in by this 2-minute ticker time, then we're gonna have an early exit off of the show. But man, I hope that you guys had a beautiful Father's Day. I hope that you guys got your cologne, your drawers, your hat, your lawnmower, your drill bit. Yeah. I like the kind with the magnet at the bottom, All right. And I hope you guys got all of those things up. We got a caller already from the 213. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me. (213) Once, twice, 3 times. Thank you, a lady. From the VIP hotline for your mind. The guy was on the Breakfast Club. Man, I saw you, man. Appreciate you, man. You're live, VIP. Talk to me, man.
Law is VIP, baby.
Yeah.
Law, I'm watching that goat and dog analogy, and that's what you need, so Slurpee. B, you barking up the wrong tree. I'm a real IG outside. I don't know what you do, but I'm real. You can look me up, like Google me, bro. Go watch Breakfast Club. They'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real out here, Law. And I hate the fact that we still got Slurpee slurping. Lord, when I saw that, Lord, that skit that you played about that lady eating that goddamn thing from Jerry slurping his hands all over the grilly.
Yeah, Carrie Champion, yeah. Hello?
Lord.
Where you at, man? Where you at, bro? I lost you. I lost you for about 2 seconds, man. You disappeared on me, bro. Yeah.
All right, Lord, I'm back. I might be, Lord. I'm going through the bridge. I'm out the bridge, Lord.
Okay. But man, I heard you on the Breakfast Club, man, and shout out to all of the fathers, man, and you was talking about the sacrifices that you make. You turn down gigs so you can be with your little one, man. That's a noble thing. Continue to do that for your offspring, bro. And the Creator is creating avenues and ways for you, man, that He gonna pour upon a blessing that you can't even receive, man. Keep doing your thing, bro.
I appreciate you, Lord. Lord, all I'm going to say today is, Lord, I have faith in Sam. Lord, I see 3 DNs with double-digit sacks, Lord.
Okay. All right. 3 of them. Okay.
So I really don't think – so what we're missing is our pass rush will make our corners look good. I've heard nothing but people blowing smoke about Elam.
All right.
So Lord, let's watch this play out first before we start hitting the panic and Slurpee button about a cornerback. A number 1. Mm-hmm. I agree. We go out and get me a number 1. don't know, Lord. Let me see how this kid ball. Like I've been hearing, this is from your inside people that's been talking about the can't eat him. So
he's one of the guys.
To go inside though.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that I'm going to patiently wait to see out there in Oxnard when I absolutely get a chance to see him going up against Lamb and Pickens and Tolbert. Then I'll make my assessment. But man, I appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Oh Lord, you know what it is? How about them Cowboys? I ain't a killer, but don't push me, B.
Yes,
Shout out to my
indeed.
Breakfast Club family for showing me love. It's all love, baby.
Yes, indeed, man. And he plugged in, man. My guy VIP is plugged in. Yes, indeed. I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't
mad at you.
I ain't mad.
The next caller that's on the line for your mind. 681, you're live with it. Come on with it. Talk to me.
Good morning, Law. Happy Father's Day to you and everybody else.
Appreciate you, bro.
Just want to say, how about them Cowboys first off? And I'm just waiting for the season. I ain't saying nothing until the season starts. Let me see what's gonna happen so I can start talking mad shit to all these other. I'm sorry. So I can start talking to all these haters.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm always gonna defend the star. Defending the star is my lifetime goal. How about them Cowboys?
How about him, man?
I just want to say you're doing great. I love your shows. I just want to give you your flowers. I know you don't really need them, but I love your show.
Man, I thank you so much, man.
So, but keep on doing what you're doing. But I think we're gonna do all right. I believe you can hear from me. We're gonna be 12-5 again, but we're gonna be division champions.
Come on with it, man. Come on with it, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your support, bro.
All right. Have a good one.
You too, man. It's a good call from, I appreciate the flowers, the love and adulations for the nations without hesitations nor deviations to the matter. I really appreciate that. From the 901 boys in the building, man. What's good with you, bro?
What's up, Law?
Not much, man.
Killer K here, one half of the 901 boys. Shout out Memphis, shout out Tigers, shout out Grizz, shout out John, shout out Glorilla, shout out 3-6, shout out 8-Ball MJG, shout out TSU.
I like all of the shout outs before up until you get to the last part, man. What Eddie George doing nowadays, man? What are you doing over there, man? What are you doing with it?
Next subject. Next subject.
Jackson Fair, D.I. love my Jackson State, oh dear. Oh, my bad. Keep going. What you got for me, though, bro? Yeah.
I haven't been following the NBA playoffs. Started late.
Okay.
See what Indiana's doing. I see what OKC's doing.
The series tied, though, right? It's 2-2, right? Series tied.
Yeah.
They play tomorrow. They play tonight or tomorrow? Tonight.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah. I see deep rotation. I see they're going into the bench deep. Do you think we have the coaching and capability to have that type of mindset? We saw what happened to Detroit with the injuries last year. I just don't want to get, full steam ahead and the starters playing hard and strong. I mean, 17 games with them talking about going 18 games, in the future. I just think we need a deep rotation, a deep bench. That's all I got for you, Law. And I'm not worried about the running backs. Right. Just let them play. We just trying to make it through the season,
Facts.
I'm not worried about Dak, but I want Dak for the first time in a long time to come into the season with a top-rated defense. Just give him a chance. Give him what Jalen Hurts said. Give him what Jalen Hurts had. Great offensive line, 2,000-yard rusher, 2 number 1 receivers, number 1 defense. Why don't y'all give Dak that? And I'm out.
No doubt, man. Good call from him. All right, so layers of conversation with that from the 901 boy. You are as strong as your weakest link. I truly believe that. You got to have depths in every situation. We know we got a lot of depths at running backs, right? But it's the unknown category. We got a lot of depths at defensive edge rushers. But you only got 2 at a time. You don't have 4 edge rushers out there, right? So we deep in that class. And everywhere else, you can say we kind of like thin at. We thin at DBs, in my opinion, right? As far as quality of talent there. And we are thin to a degree at defensive tackles, like especially one tech. And I think our 3 tech this season is pretty good with Osa and Solomon Thomas. That's a good matchup pair. All right, so what he said that he wants, and Larry, you next from the 832, hold tight for me. He said that he wants Dak Prescott to come into this building with what the Eagles got. Now, as far as defenses and stuff like that, here's what I want you guys to understand. When you look at collectively the Kansas City Chiefs or the Eagles to that degree, looking at those 2 teams, that was the number 1 defense and the number 2 defense of last season. That didn't happen overnight. Those concepts and those principles happened and occurred due to infrastructures on talent, infrastructure on coaches, infrastructures on philosophy and scheme. People fail to realize Vic Fangio, was he there last year, right? And the year before that, he wasn't there, but he was there in capacity as being their consultant. So if he's their consultant, meaning that he was in that building before he took upon that Miami's job of giving them information on who to draft, what type of personnel that they want. So it didn't happen overnight. Success rarely happens overnight. What I'm looking at, teams for the 2025 season, Denver Broncos, they're going to be a better defense. They had top 10 or top tier defense last season. The Detroit Lions, they're going to have a better defense they're going to lose out because their guy is no longer there. But the infrastructure, the base and the foundation is there, right? So what I'm getting at is that we can't be looking to have number 1, number 2, number 3 defense of this year, but we can continue to build towards it, right? And that's what the Cowboys got to understand. What we're seeing out of Kansas City Chiefs land is a infrastructure that was already built for that particular team over a period of time in any other team. So I'm not saying that we're going to have number 25 defense or 20th defense, but we're going to be a much better defense than what we are if we allow the infrastructure and the philosophy and the personnel to be built. All right, I got Larry, man, from the 832. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
What's going on, Big Law?
Nothing much, man.
Happy Father's Day to you, man.
Thank you, my dog. Appreciate you.
Just calling to see what's going on, chopping it up with you. How about them Cowboys? But yeah, like, I'm trying to take it back what he just said.
Okay.
What we need, number 1 defense or whatever, a top defense. But then you're going to get people like Sadie McCoy say, hey, Cowboys has had 8 Pro Bowlers. Why they need more now?
Right.
So we can't never have everything we need like somebody else, like the other teams got. So we just got to take the punches and roll with them.
Yeah, and I get it, man. When they say Cowboys had 8 Pro Bowlers, or I heard that take with with him and what he said, and he had valid points. If you talking surface level, right? Like out of all of those Pro Bowlers, who could stop the run?
What they do?
Who could stop the run, and who could run the ball? Like these going to be forever ingrained excuses, right? That's what people going to say, but those are facts that people don't want to hear. And you can have all of those Pro Bowlers, right? To a degree, the Vikings, they had about 8 Pro Bowlers, 9 Pro Bowlers last year. They was one and done. Nobody's going to mention the Vikings and all of their Pro Bowls, right? Because they the Vikings. So when we start to look at the Cowboys and the Pro Bowls and all of this stuff and all pros and Dak Prescott was surrounded with everyone, I wish we were on that panel. And I can ask Shady McCoy, outside of Dak Prescott and all of those Pro Bowls that he mentioned, Who else showed up? Who else? Nobody. And I love the ideology of Michael Parsons, but we've been to 4 playoff games and he got 1 sack, right? If without context, you would say, hey, that guy's not worth the grain of salt. He's not going to be worth paying this man the highest paid non-quarterback money, right? If you just talk about it from that aspect. So it's more to look into, okay, with all of the weapons that we do we have weapons where it's necessary?
Right. As far as that, the coaches, what do? They ain't do nothing to help us out in the games.
Yeah.
Everybody got to play a part, not just the players.
Everybody got to play the part, man. And I get it. The thing is, can Dak Prescott, when we get to the postseason, can he be the guy? Right. Can he be the guy to get us over the hump? The craziest part of it is that nobody is expecting anybody else to do that, right? Not Josh Allen, not Lamar Jackson, not Jalen Hurts, not even to that degree of the greatest thrower of the ball right now, and that is Joe Burrow. So nobody's expecting one player to take a team over the hump by themselves. Right. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy when you really look at it, you know. Shoot.
We're the only team that got to do everything by ourselves. Everybody else can get help, but we can't get no help. We just got to do what we do. So it's like, crazy.
Yeah. And then to this point, Pat Mahomes. We know how great Pat Mahomes is, right?
Right.
The brother had the number 2 defense in the National Football League. You know, we haven't seen the number 2 defense over here on our side since I can't even remember. It had to be. It had to be before. It had to be all the way in the 90s. Yeah. What you say?
Take away Travis Kelce, what would he be?
Man, we that's the part we don't even know, bro. It's just crazy, man. But I appreciate it. What else you got for me today, man?
Ain't nothing, just holler at you, see how it's going out there. I know our weather was bad out here in Houston.
Yeah.
How was y'all weather this weekend?
I mean, it was clear suns, man. It was pretty good, man. Okay. It was no bad weather, believe it or not. You know, it was clear for us, man. Yeah.
That's up. Well, man, just take it easy. Bless you and the family. Just keep your head up.
No doubt, man.
For life.
Cowboys for life, man. Appreciate you for calling. All right. We're going to appreciate you, Larry, man, and salute to him. And that's what people fail to realize. When we start beating up the Cowboys, the Kansas City Chiefs had the number 2 defense in the National Football League. That's crazy. That's flat out beyond crazy, right? And they had the better quarterback. They 15-2. So at the end of the day, we are measuring this particular team as if though we had that on defense, right? I can't make this stuff up. David Wood says Bill Parcells had a number 1 defense, number 2 defense every year. I don't think that they were number 1, number 2 during that time frame. I'll have to go and look it up. But I think the last time the Cowboys were number 1, number 2, I think Wade Phillips had 1 season with them being in the top 5 categories. And I could be wrong on Bill Parcells. I could be wrong. I think that even the 5-11 Dave Campo at one stretch, that could have been the year where Bill Parcells hired Dave Campo. Did he? You had to go all the way back. But consistently, the last time we were ranked top 5, top 3 on a consistent basis, overall defense, I ain't talking about takeaways and these sorts and sacks. Overall defense, it had to be in the 90s. That's how long ago it was, right? All right, I only got room for one more caller. And, Cuddy, you got to make it really quick, bro, because I'm up against time. G. Cuddy, man, you're live on the Nation, man, from the 313, dog. Talk to me.
I got you real quick, Law.
Uh-huh.
You and I talked about that, stopping the run again. I think
right.
we're good at the defensive end. I think we're going to rush the passer. But even if it's for depth, I'm still banging the table that we've got to get another one tech in here, because if I'm you look at your Detroit, your Philly, teams like that. I know we got a new scheme, but I'm just saying we need some more size up in there. In that middle, plug that middle in. So I'm banging the table for that. And I'll leave it at that. Want to hear your thoughts. Again, I hope you had a good, happy Father's Day, man. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'll take your comments off there.
No doubt, man. Getting that one tech, if we can fool around and finagle to get one,
Goodbye.
And they are hard. Them things are hard to find, man. Rubies, it's like rubies, diamonds, gold. Those things are scarce. The only way the Cowboys can put that final ring, you know how when that damn Thanos got that last gem and he was like, yeah. And the only way we can get that if we do a trade for it,
Oh, boy.
You got to trade for it. I don't think that you can just wait for someone to cut somebody and you get them and get that result. I don't think that you pick up the phone and call AARP Linval Joseph and get that results. I don't think that unless the light bulb come on for Mozzie, right? And he just plays lights out, or Jay Toya, And those are things that blessings do come that way. But 9 times out of 10, it ain't happening. So if the Cowboys wanting that one little piece to really get them over the big old hump, you have to either trade for it. Or you had to suck enough, right? And be terrible enough and draft a guy as a top 10 talent that's ready to go, right? And we didn't suck enough to be able to have that said interior defensive tackle that everybody knew that hey, this guy would be lights out. And the times that we had opportunities like that, I think of Aaron Donald, we ended up getting Zach Martin. I think we were high on Aaron Donald that year, but I think he got drafted a couple of picks or a pick right before us, and we got Zach Martin. And that trade-off, I think it was a fair trade-off. My thing is, even if we were to draft in the Aaron Donald, right? Just say, let me just put this back into let me put this toothpaste in the tube and play butterfly effect. Even if we had Aaron Donald, it takes a keen sense of urgency, builders' plans, to know how to build around said Aaron Donald. And I think that during that time frame, we would have wasted Aaron Donald. Think about it. As great as Aaron Donald was for the Rams, they still had to go get Sue. They still had to go get Leonard Floyd. They still had to go get a Ramsey. They still had to go get a whole bunch, a trough of other weapons in order to make Aaron Donald go. And we just don't operate that way. But to be fair to this team, if they go plug in a big defensive tackle that we know they got iron in the fire, right? That earned it and got it out of the mud the best way possible, then we okay. But what we can't go get is, and shout out to you, Antoine Woods. Don't come try to fight me. I got lawyers now, bro. We shouldn't be having a parade if we go get an Antoine Woods type, right? Or we get a long in the tooth, like you give that man an apple and that tooth coming up out of there. We can't just go get an old broken down piece and say, hey, here we go. No, we got to, We got $32 million. We got to pay Parsons. Of course, we got to play Deron Bland, and we got to play down the stretch Tyler Smith. But if the Cowboys about that business winning now on the defensive side, I say it takes 2 more moves, a defensive tackle and a defensive back. With not nobody you got to sit there and develop and say, hey, man, in 2 years, just wait. I'm talking about now. I ain't talking about down the stretch. I'm talking about now, So that's all I'm saying. Cut it good call in, bro. Yeah, I'm going to make you the call in person of the hour. Too cool. I knew you had some good stuff for me, but I got to run, man. But I just want to tell y'all, man, is that this particular team, this offseason, if you just make the little things, man, Just had that song back in the day. All I want to do is the zoom, zoom, zoom in the boom, boom. Just shake your rump. It's the little things you do. Make me want to get with you. Old school song. And speaking of old school, Cowboy players, this time of the season, it's the most worrisome time of the year for us fans. It is. But if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or lied about, don't deal in lies or hate it, and yet give way to hate you. Don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, treat those two imposters just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your whole life for broken and stooped and build back up again with worn out tools. If you can make one wish on all of your earnings to lose it on one turn of pitch and toss, but most importantly, never breathe one word of your loss. Come on with it. If you can walk with kings and presidents, nor lose the calming touch, meaning don't be too high and mighty. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, then you have unlocked the true meanings of what it takes to be a champion, a hero, but most importantly, Cowboy Nation, of what it takes to be a man. And during this time of the season, we're getting attacked from all 4 corners. They looking for clicks. They looking for things to throw you off. They are looking for ways to sully and denigrate you. They looking for ways to break you down. But that if by Kipling is a mighty thing to digest into your mind, heart, soul, and sinew of a time that you embrace on this plane. And speaking of those things, if there's one thing a man should always do, is mainly to himself stay true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they mean or bring makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone, because raised voices, they only turn those hearts into stone. You see, in the beginning, it was brother Al, Robert brother, Rover brothers, the morals of life, live, love, and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. They would take the decent man to alter his heart, to seek to rip him apart. Those men you should never call a friend, because they bend their lives around the truth to meet their end. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it. One love, baby. DC for life, not for short. Happy Father's Day to you all. Roll those credits.
I wake up, flex,
come on.
No drip, this wet. Tell them run it on.
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest.
Come on.
Might crash, might wreck. But first I
stretch.
Tell them run it on.
Come on.
I wake up,
Law.
thumb down, now
Nation.
No drip, this wet.
Tell them run it up, baby. Sadiq Charles, Midwest Cowboy. Appreciate you. Come on. By my lonely, baby.
Savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends. I got my homies.
I got my homies up in here, baby.
I find out you tried to zone me.
Don't zone me, baby.
I'm #1 up on that court, I'm Nick McGregor.
Come on.
The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice, and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, Law Nation, let's get them 6.
I wake up,
Law
thumb down, that
Nation.
No drip, this.
Come on.
Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up,
Law.
thumb down, that
Come
no
on.
drip, this. Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it. Y'all gon' make me take that trip.
The Philly, baby, week 1.
I call him Niger, he'll come through in a hurry.
I call him ice cold, he gonna come through.
Play, you should get worried.
Come on, one false move.
Find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games.
Play the game with us, baby.
That brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
I wake up, Law Nation.
No drip, this.
Tell them run it up.
No sleep, no rest.
Come on.
Might crash, might wreck. But first I
stretch.
Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up.
Let's slow it down for you. Hey. Oh. Let's get it. All right. Come on. Don't let me take that trip down to Philly, Eric. My boys, Seabass and Ice Cold Cowboy, boy, they got me. Bring me out, breathe you in. What we tell him? Yeah.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
Yeah, you.
For you. Ooh. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone.
Hey, bro,
Don't
come
let
on
the
now,
street lights hit you.
Come on, man.
I follow wherever you go, whatever you do.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Come on.
7 years of a perfect love. 7 more and another one.
And another one.
And another one.
Are you shitting me?
Knock the rings up out of it. Come on.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
George!
Don't let the street lights get you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Could
I be your player too? I follow wherever you go, whatever you do.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team, but they have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me,
and they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Y'all usually check on me. Listen.
We all gonna leave together. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs the city. I got you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folks.
I'm
Y'all
still.
Y'all can bring it right now. Come.
Them boys,
Even if
them
you're
boys,
giving
them boys.
tangibly, just put your hand on the. Take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
Now y'all don't want to call and check on me.
Giving is worship.
Are you not entertained?
Giving is worship.
Yeah, I'm still
Giving is worship.
them boys.
Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight.
Look at me and Boss Cowboys Sports, baby. And then a giant came. That dude made it look like we ants, man. I said, man, they done went and got doggone guy from the Giants, a Nephilim over this mug. But it's all good. Cowboy Nation, let's continue to grind and shine. I mean, we had as a personal bodyguard on that date. But to be fair, he said he's 6'8", so that's a tall brother right there. Let's get it, Cowboy Nation. One love, DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. The longest outro in the land. Let's get it. The unknown. Let me hit that one more time. There's the known and the known unknown.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Peace. Who else can give you a full content and a musical at the end? Yes, indeed. That's the only